My name is Jonathan Romero, and today I'm here with.
Camila Garcia.
And Tiffany.
And today we're going to be talking about the importance of music around the world. So I think music it's a very big thing when it comes around the world. It's a way that we can connect with people without expressing through words, but through melodies. I just want to hear your thoughts about more what you guys think about music.
Well, yeah, I feel like music connects people in a lot of ways, not just culturally, but also like each melody, like each genre of music has a specific beat, I want to say, and they usually associate it with different emotions. So for example, if you're sad, you're going to listen to slower, more down music, and you can connect to other people who do as well, and you eventually start liking that music because you listen to it a lot, so you can connect with other people that have common interests with the same music.
Yeah, I agree. Like, one of the main conversation topics when you're first introducing yourself to a new friend is, what's your music taste? Oh, what's your playlist? What music do you like? And that's how people connect a lot. Seeing a same artist that they like and just being able to be like, oh, I know that artist. I know what they played. And just music is just something that really helps with that.
Music.
Well, culturally, for example, we could use Bad Bunny as an example. His most recent album connects a lot to his homeland, Puerto Rico, and a lot of people who don't usually know about the country that listen to him were exposed to that kind of music, and now they're like, wait, I really like this beat, so they look more into it, and that way, like, the culture of Puerto Rico in this case gets spread across, and it infuses into a lot of people's playlists.
Also, music is also very tied close together to dancing, especially in different cultures. In, like, for instance, Cuba or Dominican Republic, different types of artists have made songs specifically for dances, and that ties a lot of communities together.
Yeah, I feel like as well with a lot of music now, the cultures are like being more recognized through music. Some music that now that I'm hearing a lot lately as well is it's called corridos. It's basically music that's Mexican music basically, and then they use like guitars and stuff. And I think it's really cool that we're able to bring new genres now to modern society because music is also changing. You know, music every year there's always some new type of genre that's coming up, and I think it's a really cool thing since it shows how society is changing overall.
And also, a lot of people that play instruments, for example, guitar, may start listening into to play better, may start listening into music that or songs that include guitar more that may not be part of their music taste, but they start listening to it and exposed to that different genre of music, and they start liking it, so then it spreads there, and then their friend might ask them, oh, what's that song, and then that song also spreads there, so it gets around a lot more, and I feel like that's really cool.
And to piggyback on what Camila said earlier about how music connects with your emotions, how do you guys think that depending on what music taste you listen to, how big impact it has on your own self?
I think, to be honest, music, I think depending on the emotion I'm in the mood that day, I think I just listen to whatever I go with the flow. But mainly what I listen to is Radiohead. Radiohead is just a way, like, I feel like it's a great band. It's what is like, it calms me down. Let's say I'm ever going through something, I can like listen to Radiohead and like it's smoothing to me.
Yeah, for example, if you're like listening to a playlist, you wouldn't normally listen to really fast-paced songs. If you're sad or feeling down, you would normally go with something that tags along with your emotions. And if you're listening to something happy, you wouldn't necessarily listen, for example, to a heartbreak song. So I feel like songs are definitely tied in with people's emotions.
Yeah, I like how versatile it can be. Like, for instance, when I'm driving, I usually have hyper music to keep me awake, but then when I'm studying, I have my calm music to keep me still focused on it.
And it also connects the listener a lot to the artist, because if the artist has some lyrics that maybe like feel real to some of the listeners, they can like feel more connected with the artist.
Yeah, I think music as well is a way for us to relate. You know, it's a way of, if anything, artists to tell their experiences as well, and it's a way that the artists can connect to their audience more. And I think that's what makes music and overall powerful, since it's a way of uniting everybody together to somehow, no matter how diverse we are, no matter how different we are, it's always a way of just getting us together. You know.
Mm-hmm.
And talking back more about the instruments thing, I think it's a cool way of also it's inspiring. You know, music inspires. You know, I started playing guitar as well after listening to, because I used to listen to a lot of rock. I listened to a lot of guitars and I thought, damn, that's cool. You know, I want to like learn how to play the guitar, and that's what made me to now. I've been playing the guitar for 4 years, and now I can play songs that I want. So I think it inspires millions of people as well. To create beats, music. And that's one of the ways that we see that there's a lot of significant changes through music.
Yeah, it makes people engage with what they like. Like if they listen to a song and they really like a specific instrument or they like the beat, they might want to do it themselves. Like play, like you said, with the guitar themselves. Maybe a song that has a trumpet, they might want to start playing the trumpet, or even making beats on a soundboard.
Yeah, like it makes a community because not only it could be of them doing it themselves, but they can also make a band, do
Yeah.
it with multiple people.
And if they do end up starting a band or starting up a music career, they have a lot of connections, because for a music career, you don't only need the person who's playing the instrument, you also need a singer, different instruments, you need someone that's going to publish the song, you need someone that's going to promote it. So it makes a big family in a way.
Yeah, I know a friend personally named Ethan. He goes to another school, but he created a band with his friends called Rehash. They're pretty well known now. And I think it's really cool now seeing him that he's now doing something passionate, but also it's something created through friends. A lot of these bands, they're first created through friends, and like, it's something really cool. And it's a way as well then to get closer together. But what do you guys think how music impacts our school and how it connects us overall?
Well, I feel like in lunchtime, a lot of the times for Jaguars in the Garden, they play music through the speakers, and a lot of the songs that they play are more mainstream songs that we might be listening to right now, and or they could be like dance trends or stuff like that like make the people want to dance. A lot for Hispanic Heritage Month, they might play a song that's more well known in the Hispanic community to dance to, like a specific dance, and people sometimes get together and start dancing, so it creates a sense of community in the school, like it connects everybody.
Those are usually the songs that everybody listens to, but now that we're in the month of Hispanic Heritage as well, they're now putting more songs that are apart from the Hispanic cultures, and I think it's really
like
cool.
bachata,
Bachata,
salsa.
all that. So I think it's really cool that we're connecting that, and it allows people to dance together and get together as one. Even people that do not belong to those cultures, is a way for them to learn about different cultures as well through music.
Yeah.
So I feel like that's something cool. How would you say that music has overall impacted your life?
Well, my life, I feel like I can express myself through the music I listen to. Like maybe if I'm feeling really happy, I can, and something like it starts to bother me, I could put on like a happy song or a song that I know that I love, and it'll keep me in the mood that I was in, like in the happy mood that I was.
I think music is just like a big escape for me, especially when I feel very overwhelmed or stressed. I put it on my TV at 100 volume and I just close my eyes.
And it also helps me focus a lot. Sometimes I have a lot going on in my mind and I'm trying to write an essay and I can't focus, so I just put the song on and it like blocks off my brain so I can work on it.
Yeah, no, literally, I literally can't do anything without music. If you see me around the school, like honestly, I always have my AirPods on. It's just a way of me just like, for me just go through my day, and it's just something really nice. It's something I grew up ever since I was little as well. Do y'all guys think that even music can play a big role when it comes to like political issues?
Of course, we can tie this also back to what I previously stated about the Bad Bunny. A lot of his songs were, you can consider them protest songs. They were directly calling out the government because of what they did in one of the songs, of what they did to Hawaii, that he didn't want it to happen to his country as well. So I feel like you can protest a lot through these songs.
And it also brings a lot of controversial issues. Like even though it's someone expressing how they feel, they could be saying something vulgar or something that's not right to say at all. And this brings a big issue within the people who follow them and the people who are like, wait, what they did wasn't correct.
Yeah, we can like for the big thing, like I say, not political, but big thing that like problem that brought a lot of attention was the whole thing with Drake and Kendrick Lamar, the whole allegations that Drake was getting.
And Kendrick Lamar calling him out on his
calling him
songs,
out
yeah.
on the things that Drake was doing with the having pedophiles in his house.
Pedophile allegations. Yeah, it's honestly a lot of the beef community in the music industry is very well known because it's usually in the rap industry as well. A lot of creators feel like threatened by others and then they call them out on their song and then they call the other one out. So it's usually like pretty well known throughout the music community to have like beef
Yeah, but you think it can take like an emotional toll on those artists that I guess have beef with each other, unless it can impact one.
Yeah, and it could also impact the career because depending on what the other artist says, the supporters of the artist might stop supporting them, and that impacts obviously their listener count and eventually reaching their money. They won't be receiving as much money because their music isn't doing as well, and their career could potentially flop because of these allegations.
And not only that, but a lot of followers who really enjoy artists, like if their artist says that they don't like someone, they go out of their way to send death threats and like flame the person completely.
And that could take a very big emotional toll on them and ruin their mental health.
Yeah. Speaking of like ruining careers, let's talk about as well the whole thing, recent news about David. You heard the artist
Yes.
David and the whole thing with Celeste. I want to hear more thoughts about what you guys think about that.
Well, honestly, before anything is confirmed, these allegations are really serious. So even if they are true or if they're not true, like I feel like people are taking it out of their way to just before they fact check themselves, spread lies as well, which I feel like makes the situation 10 times worse. And it could not only affect him if the allegations aren't true, but if they are true, it could affect the case.
Yeah, I think bro, it's just a really crazy case. You know how much coincidences there are. How like very like I guess obsessed he was with the girl, and especially how he literally mentions her in her names and in the songs and stuff. Even has I think a song title name. What was it, Celeste? I think.
Yeah, it was her name.
So I think it's very crazy, but I don't know. I mean, I like him as an artist, but I never think he will do something like that. And I think there's another big thing that a lot of the artists are getting a lot of allegations. For example, I know an artist named Rex Orange County, which he was like alleged. Apparently, they sued him because apparently I think he like sexually assaulted a woman or somebody. But turns out it wasn't true. So it's a big thing. It's a lot now these days. People just be suing anybody for anything, especially.
Do
in
you
the
guys
music
think you can
industry.
separate the artist from the art, or should they be tied together?
It's very hard when it comes to that question because the artist, if their art is really good, people are gonna listen to it regardless. But if the artist, for example, Diddy makes music. Diddy is a convicted felon, and he did crazy things that we've seen on the news. His trials went on for months. Do people still listen to him?
Yeah, I think is overall for any artist, to be honest. I still listen sometimes to David. He has like good music. I don't think it should affect. Like I guess it affects the way I view the music now. I guess, but like overall, like the melodies are great and everything, and that's what I enjoy. But other than that, yeah, obviously separated from the artist. I'm not gonna support what he's doing. And
I think we should end it here. I think we've met every check marker that we've had, covering music, its effects, and how it's important. So yeah.
But this comes to show how music is a very impactful thing around in politics, culture, and school, and everywhere. You know, it unites us overall as one.
Yeah.
So, thank you guys
Thank you for watching.